The most useful part of any tool is not the material from which it's made, but the empty space that defines its function. We spend our lives chasing the solid and the tangible, yet the true source of function, freedom, and power lies not in the stuff, but in the intelligent emptiness we consistently overlook. We will now apply this ancient insight as a way to free ourselves from our current mess of enslavement and inequality. By focusing on this foundational principle, we aim to add our perspective to the collective efforts already underway for the betterment of humanity. In Chapter 11, Lao Tzu tells us, "Dirty spokes share the wheel's hub. It is the center hole that makes it useful. Shape clay into a vessel. It is the space within that makes it useful. Cut doors and windows for a room. It is the holes that make it useful. Therefore, benefit comes from what is there, usefulness from what is not there." This chapter is a master class in practical philosophy. Lao Tzu isn't talking about abstract mystical emptiness here. He's given us a functional engineering principle for life itself. He points to 3 everyday objects to shatter our perception of what is truly valuable. First, the wheel. The dirty spokes are important, but they would be a useless pile of wood without the empty hub at the center. The emptiness is what allows the axle to pass through, connecting the wheel to the cart and enabling all movement. The emptiness is the point of connection and transformation. Now second, the cup. You mold the clay, you fire it, you glaze it, but all that labor is for one purpose: to create and protect the empty space inside. That void is what holds the water. The cup's being is in the clay. Its doing is in the emptiness. Third, the room. We build walls for a shelter, but without the empty spaces we call doors and windows, the room would be a prison, dark, airless, and cut off from the world. The emptiness is what provides light, air, and passage. It is the point of relationship with the outside. Lao Tzu's conclusion is devastatingly simple. Benefit comes from what is there, usefulness. From what is not there, the what is there. The clay, the wood, the walls has potential, but that potential is only activated by what is not there, the emptiness. Our entire culture is obsessed with the what is there, but the Taoist master is focused on cultivating what is not there. The principle of functional emptiness is a universal law recognized across wisdom traditions. In Toltec, the concept of nepantla is precisely this functional emptiness. It is not a passive void, but an active liminal space, the doorway or window where transformation occurs. The Toltec warrior learns to hold their mind in nepantla, empty of rigid beliefs, to perceive more clearly and act with fluid power. It is the empty hub of the wheel from which all action spins. In Buddhism, the doctrine of sunyata, emptiness, teaches that all things are empty of a separate permanent self. This is not nihilism, it is liberation. A thing is useful precisely because it is empty and interconnected. A window is useful because it is not wall, allowing a relationship between inside and outside. Understanding this emptiness, the mind of fixed concepts, making it useful and adaptable. In Stoicism, the ideal state of mind is like the empty room with doors and windows. The walls are your discipline, providing structure and shelter from chaos. But the windows, your clear judgment, are the emptiness that lets you see reality for what it is, and the doors are your actions, which allow you to engage with the world wisely. A mind clogged with passion and opinion is a room with no windows. In Vedic wisdom, the concept of Brahman is the ultimate empty hub, the formless, silent source from which all the manifest universe Maya extends, like spokes from a wheel. The goal of meditation is to quiet the spokes of the mind, to experience the silent, central hub of consciousness, which is the source of all true peace and wonder. Applying ancient wisdom. For the last 2,500 years, these ancient writings have held a key to our collective freedom. They reveal that the true power of any tool lies not in its solid material, but in the empty space that defines its function. While we are conditioned to chase the tangible, our real strength resides in the intelligent emptiness we have been taught to overlook. Now we can use this principle, combined with our modern technology, to undo the shackles placed upon us and build a world of greater equality. We see a system where organized religions, corporations, and governments function as a machine of oppression, designed to fill every single empty space we have. This system fills our silence with ads, our free time with endless scrolling, our minds with anxieties, and our identities with consumer brands. A person who is filled up is a compliant consumer, but they are not a free human. We become unable to pivot, to connect, or to see clearly. Our hubs are clogged, our cups are full of sludge, and our rooms have no windows. This is why we must ask, why should one special group own multiple mansions and unlimited resources, while our families live with meager means and no real chance to use their gifts? This inequality not only stifles individuals' potential but actively harms our entire community. The ancient knowledge of emptiness has been suppressed for a simple reason. A person who values emptiness is economically invisible and politically unmanageable. We become people who find value in silence, in nature, in genuine conversation, things that cannot be sold to us. We cannot be led by fear because our empty minds have a space to question their narratives. Our value becomes intrinsic, not external. Our application is about consciously designing our collective emptiness to reclaim our power. We create empty hubs in our schedules. We block out time for absolutely nothing. This useless time becomes the empty hub that allows us to pivot and adapt to real demands, rather than just reacting to the system's noise. We create empty cups in our minds. Before we learn something new or engage in a difficult conversation, let's take a moment to consciously empty our cups of preconceptions and judgments. This shared emptiness makes us receptive to true understanding and united action. This is our way forward. By mastering our own emptiness, we drain the power of the oppressive machine and build a foundation for a truly equal community. This is our contribution, standing in solidarity with all efforts aimed at our collective betterment.